I'm quickly gonna show the army. So in here, because we're not queuing up right now, I can also show customized character.
We can't play Captain Road right now.
No,
It's not available.
So here we are in character customization. Very nice chest here, as you can see. Give me a second. Huh?
Why are we zooming in on chest hair? Bizarre.
Ja, maar dat moet ik dan nu vinden, want ik weet dat ook weer eigenlijk. Ja, maar dat is hier gewoon gedaan. Dus normaal is dat gewoon een foto. Ja, dus...
I don't know if they're planning to put in more created classes for each faction. It would be a bit nice to have a bit more choice.
Yeah.
And they got space.
Sorry,
to
I had to
stick
be
a few more in.
for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. Yeah, you were answering some questions. Sorry, go.
No, nobody asked. I just mentioned. I was just thinking that they've got space to put in a few more classes. It'd be nice if they did, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they might too. I don't know. Are we queuing up again or?
No, you wanted to do your thing.
What, my thing?
Oh, yeah, I thought you wanted to show people the armory.
But yeah, it's not much to it. Like, I can go every class if you want, if you guys want to see them. Yeah, so this is Empire. You have two different infantry classes. Legionary, which is heavy infantry, which costs, I think, 150 coins. You can't really see how much they cost, but yeah. You can see that once you're in game. They have hit points. Everyone has 100 hit points, so don't really need to care about that. You want to look at armor, which is how heavy your armor is. Movement speed is how fast they run. The army size, that's for captain mode only, so that shows how many troops you will get, AI troops in captain mode. Then here you can see their weapons. This is their default weapon, so this isn't with perks available. So once again, if you play skirmish mode or team deathmatch, you can change perks, which will change the loadout of your character. The infantry, this one is basically a pike guy, as you can see. It's kind of a pike. I don't know, like pike, spear, glaive kind of thing. It's you can slash with it as well. Then we have the range, so we have recruit. He doesn't have a bow. I don't think he has a perk to give him a bow either, so he's basically a javelin guy with a sword and a shield. Then we have the archer militia, basically the low tier archer, and then the palatine guard, which is a heavy archer. He also can have a mace, which is pretty nice. Then we have the cavalry, so once again 2 classes, so the cheaper cavalry, which is the courser, and the heavy cavalry, the cataphract, which is of course the heavy cavalry. Nice mill horse as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I think he can have a bow as well. It's a bit different to campaign faction masters. I believe those are just classes for multiplayer. Indeed, that's only for the multiplayer. The multiplayer is a different game than the single player. Of course, factions are the same. The armor will probably be around as well, but this one is pre-built, so you can't choose a certain aspect left or right. Maybe 1 second. So where I can change that. I think I have to put that above. There you go. Because I hear the noises of people follow my channel, but I didn't saw it pop up on stream, so I probably had messed it up. So that was Empire. This is Vlandia. So I would say Vlandia is basically looks like Rodogs because they have the sharpshooters with the heavy board shields, as you can see, and the arbalest. So it really looks like Rodogs, but their infantry looks a bit like Swadia, I would say. So it's a bit of I would say it's Rodogs, but a bit with Swadia, especially with the knights, which are like the heavy Swadian knights. So yeah, anything special about these? Oh, I actually didn't notice, but it seems that it does change hit points, because this guy, the Volgir, has 5 more hit points apparently. The peasant levy is actually, he's not as fast as the Volgir. That's really weird. But yeah, that's the peasant sharpshooter, really slow but has a heavy shield. So yeah, that's basically looks a bit like Rodox in my opinion, mixed with Swadia. Vanguard's weapons, yeah. So of course, once again, Burks can change the weapons, but he has a Western spear, heavy arming swords, just a hunter, and basically a small kite shield, I would say. So that's a small, or like the lower tier cavalry. And the heavy cavalry is the knight with the heavy kite shield. He also has a long lance, same arming sword. He has a charger, as you can see, with some nice armor on the background. Then we have Battania. I would say Battania is like the Germanic tribes, so it's not really the same as Vagirs, although I do believe they're a mix between like a bit of like Rodox again, but then yeah, I would just call them Germanic tribes because that's how they look like. They have savages as well with the Falks as weapons, so as you can see, like the big Falks. Clan warriors can also have some sword swords. The Oathbouts is pretty nice, as you can see, Celtic shield here in the back. Saxons, or yeah, Germans, Celtic, I don't know what exactly they're based on, but based on Germanic tribes. Heavy oval shields, long swords. The Ranger as well, that's the lower tier archer class. You also have the Javelin guy, which is, it's really weird because Oathbout can also have javelins, I believe. So the Wildling and the Oathbout are a bit the same, I believe. Although as you can see, the Wildling has lesser armor, way less armor, and is a bit faster, as you can see. I think that's the biggest difference. They only have one cavalry unit, mounted warrior, so they don't have too much cav. That's a long spear as well, and just a sword. And they have a pony apparently. It did like I did notice that the horses on Battania are smaller. You say the follower notifications aren't showing. Yeah, but I needed to change the layover. Like I think it was below my screen. Okay, it should show up now, I do believe. I hope. Just here to notifications. So let's see if it does. Don't think it shows up, does it? I still hear it, but yeah, probably have to check that out. I'm sorry for that. But normally I don't stream like this, so I don't need to worry about it. Next faction, Sturgia. This is basically the Nordic faction. What's unfortunate, like this guy has perk where he can have maul, which is something you can't see right now. So he has a two-handed maul, which I think is the only character that has a maul at the moment, or like something that would represent like a hammer in Warband. That's the lowest tier infantry class. Then we basically have the Berserk, as you would see them in some games, so heavy two-handed axe guy. He's really fast. I think he's the fastest out of all factions. 93. I think that's the So Sturgia low. Yeah, that's what I did clutch once, but I don't think it. Oh, okay, is it straight? I can, but then I have to restart the game, so I might just lower my desktop music a little bit. Don't know if it makes much of a difference. But yeah, so that's the Berserk Inf. Then we have the Huscrawl, basically the heavy Inf. Can have better armor as well. He has an axe, spear, and a heavy round shield. Basically the Nord Huscrawls from Warband. Then we have the Brigand, Javelin Thrower. Has a pretty nice cap here, or hat gear. Then we have the Hunter, which is the archer, the only archer for Nords. So unlike in Warband, where you had the Nord archers with the longbow and such, which were pretty decent, this Nord archer is way less. He is fast though, actually not that fast, but he's, I would say, agile, because he's if you have a small character, I think it's really useful. He can have some better armor as well. He's alright actually, but it's the only archer class they have. But then in comparison to Warband, the Nords have great cavalry. The Raider has a long spear, and it's light cavalry, but still pretty good. And then they have this one, Nordic heavy cavalry. I really like how this one looks. I think it's great. Is the game fun? Yes, it's really fun. I really like.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And no, I'm sorry, I can't send any keys because I don't have any. So you will just have to
If we did have
apply.
keys, we'd have a list of people to send them to.
Oh yeah, like no, then I would probably be like, all right, who has the most money? Who wants the key?
Shocked, totally shocked.
I'm joking.
I
won't do
know.
that. But yeah, I really like the heavy cavalry from Nords. They're really nice. Their horses, you can upgrade their horses so they have some plating as well. But then your, I think your own armor goes downgraded a little bit. And got the ban from Tilwoods. I would get banned from Tilwoods if I sold the key. Which would be rightfully so in my opinion, because nobody should sell them. Hello, Sir Gwyn. Alright. The one but last faction here is Khuzait. So they are the Kurgits of Bannerlord. First we have the Rebel, a really fun character. It's really fast. You can give him a shield as well, or a spear if you like. And he has just a really fun mace to fight with. It's called the Infantry Club. Pretty fun character to run around. I would say this is basically the equivalent of naked two-handed people in Mount and Blade Warband. that's what I would call him. Then we have the Spear Infantry with some javelins. You can give him another shield, I believe, or a better shield, or better armor. Just some standard infantry. Then we have two archer classes, so we have the lower tier archer. Nothing special here. He does has a mace, that's always good. You can give him a better armor, so you can upgrade his armor in the perk list, which is also really nice. And then you have the heavy archer, really nice class. You can also give him a shield, which makes him really good, really useful. And yeah, the headgear of the Rebel is pretty funny, in my opinion. It's I don't really know how it's called. It doesn't say it either.
Looks like a tea towel.
Next we have the cavalry. Of course, this is Khuzait, so Kurgits. That's gonna be heavy cavalry focused. As you can see, they have 3 different cavalry classes. One of which is the mounted archer, which is gonna be feared by anyone. Although some other classes, like I believe Empire Cataphract, can also have a bow. just as I think this one can have a bow as well, the Nordic heavy calf. But I'm not 100% sure, but I think he can. So yeah, the mounted archer, and then we have of course the lancer. Really nice armor as well in my opinion. He has a lance, a mace. So yeah, the really nice thing about the Khuzaites is that most of them have maces. I think you can give this one a mace as well. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this one you can't, but the other ones you. Most of them have maces, which is really nice. In my opinion, I really do like maces. And then we have the Aserai. In my opinion, I think my favorite faction, because it's really well balanced over all different classes. So you have the best light infantry in my opinion is a tribal warrior. You can give him a mace or a spear if you like. I prefer the mace. He has not super good amount of like armor, but it's decent, especially if you compare it to the lower tier classes of all the other factions. As you can see, none of which go above 10, and he has like almost 20 for armor, so a really great cheap character to play with. He has a shield, he has a sword, a mace or a spear, just perfect. Then you have the guard. The biggest issue with this one, it's a two-handed guy without a shield, but it's a two-handed one, so everyone wants to play two-handed, you can go for guard. Then we have the ranged, so we have skirmisher, javelin guy with a decent shield this time actually. I think the most decent shield there is. Lacks armor though, so there might be an upgraded perk for armor. I haven't really played this one yet, so I'm not entirely sure. Then we have the archer. That's just a light archer, or light lower tier archer. You can probably give him a better bow, better armor, I think. Don't think you can give him a shield, but you can give this one a shield, and this is the... I wouldn't call it heavy archer, because it's not compared to the other factions, like for example sharpshooter or Valentine Guard or the Battanian Fian, which is in my opinion the most overpowered archer, because he has a longbow and a two-handed sword, and he can have a like I think up to 40 arrows or something. But yeah, back to the Aserai. So they have the mid-tier to heavy archer, who can also have a shield, which makes him really nice, really useful. Then we have the Bedouin, and he can have a camel instead of a horse, which is a really cool feature in my opinion. Just so everyone knows, camels are in the game, they're even in the beta. And his weapons, he has a scimitar, although it's nothing special. I would say his chariots are pretty good, his horse as well. So light cavalry can be really useful, really annoying to fight against, but it's light cavalry, so easy to kill. And then we have of course the Mamluk, just like in Warband, the Sarnets. I would say in Warband he was a bit more fearsome in the single player, but in the multiplayer it's really good. I don't really know which upgrades you can give him, so we'll have to see in game. But yeah, that's all the factions, all the classes. So let's hop back into a game. Just quickly gonna check what time it is, because don't know for how much longer I will be streaming. Maybe like an hour or something. Then I'm probably gonna have to go off, because I have some other stuff to do.
You're gonna play now?
Sorry, what? Oh yeah.
You're gonna play now. I've been waiting
sorry, I
patiently.
forgot to keep on. So yeah, we're gonna play some more skirmish mode, since I think that's the most fun. Captain mode isn't available. It does show up here, but it's not. It's disabled at the moment. They will release it later in the beta. At the moment it's still closed. So yeah, I got to play it at Gamescom, It was fun, but I didn't manage to play it for a long time. It was only 15 minutes, so yeah, we will have to wait before they release that onto the beta. Do camels actually feel unique, or do they have like skinned, or do they feel like skinned horses? No, they are unique because they're. I think you're sitting higher as well than on a horse, so everything changes. Like they're completely unique. Just like I think every horse. I think I showed it. I can show it again because we're still waiting. The Battanian mounted warrior has, as you can see, a pony. So in game you will realize that his horse is smaller. Like it's a pony, it's not a horse. It's not the same as, for example, the Vlandian knights who have a charger. It's gonna be a taller horse. So that's, yeah, they really did put the work in to make everything distinctive and new. And like I said, my opinion of Bannerlord so far, it's just a better version of Warband. It's different. Some people will hate changes and stuff they do differently, but it's a new game and I really like it how they put it up and how they're making it a unique game that still feels like a really solid game, just like Warband did, with of course a little bit better graphics than the graphics from 2010. So yeah, as we're gonna load into a game, we're gonna be playing as Sturgia. So